Welcome back, it's the 14th of May and it's time for the monthly vlog. So here we are once again, midpoint of the month, second week in, and we're looking at the monthly vlog. Had a lot of new subscribers, so if you're new to the channel and you're watching this, welcome. What I do once a month is I just take one of the episodes and really just have a vlog style video. So no projects today, no reviews today, no business insights today, purely looking at what's going on around the world of the Woodgrafter. My thoughts, my ideas, any feedback I've had from your good self. So please feel free to drop in a comment, any questions you have, anything you want to see on the channel. This is the informal side of it where we just get together and have a chat. Been a busy week in the workshop. As you can probably see, the bookcase is now finally moving forward and I can see an end to that project. And that's been a big project, much bigger than I anticipated. I think that's because halfway through I stopped and I went to do some work on a customer's site. Then I had that month away from the channel for personal reasons that we spoke about. But yeah, we're back on track. We got the doors made, we got the doors fitted, and they came out really well on these Blum soft close hinges. And strangely, the latter episodes in that series, as we get to episode 7, 8 and 9, seem to be getting higher views than the earlier ones. I thought it'd be the other way around. We'd start off with a lot of views and then they'd dwindle off as people got bored of the project. But one more episode to go, just to do the finishing touches. I'm going to put a bit of architrave on the top, inset those clocks and gauges that we spoke about. And I'll probably also put an additional design feature down here just to complete the exercise. So yeah, looking forward to getting that finished, and I'm planning one more episode to get it out of the way, and then the normal single end-to-end episode that looks at the entire journey of designing and building that bookcase. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know that my background is really hand tool woodworking, and this has been an experiment in moving from hand tools into power tools so I can start to build things as part of the business. The idea of going to the power tools is really around productivity, speeding up the workflow, therefore making the products more competitive in the marketplace. I have found though that I am missing the hand tools. Very often I want to whip out a plane and just take an edge down or just square something off or just finesse a joint in some way. And on the power tool side, you can't really do that. So I'm finding that power tools are great for getting you 99% of the way there. I'm missing the finesse of the hand tools. So we're going to see a reappearance of the hand tools into the shop. Not all my hand tools, but the essential ones that I think you need in this type of environment. And that'll be interesting. And we'll do a series on that, looking at hand tools. You know, what do you need? What's the basic kit that you need to augment your power tools? I'm really thinking about that from the power tool side and bringing it back into our workflow with some hand tools. So I'm thinking of building a couple of tills. A till is something that holds something. So on this panel here, I'm going to turn it into a marking till. All my marking gear at the moment is hidden away inside one of my sustainers, and that's okay, but I want to have quicker access to it, and also I don't like the way I've stored it. Things do tend to bang into each other, and that's not good for precision equipment. I've also increased the number of marking tools I'm using by picking up some of these Incra type products, and I want a safe place to store these as well. And although these are awesome, they're quite flexible and I don't really want to damage these. So we're going to see a till appear here, and every one of my bits of marking equipment will have a dedicated place to live and will always be on hand. The other tools I'm missing are my hand planes. So this area here on the bookcase is going to become a plane till. And we'll talk about hand planes and the ones that you need. And there's quite a few that I'm going to put inside there. Jack planes, my smoothing planes, some of my smaller planes like my shoulder planes, my plough planes, spoke shaves and so on and so forth. But we'll do a series looking at that. But I will be putting a till inside there as well. The top area is still going to have the shelves sitting inside it, and that is good. But yeah, I think that will look quite good, and also it means my tools are now easy to get to. Today they're all underneath my hand tool bench, packed away in grease, in packing materials in a great big cardboard box, so not the easiest thing to fish out. So look out for that, and if you are interested in understanding more about hand tools in this type of production environment, let me know, and then we'll go into a bit of detail in the series. If there's not much interest in that, we might just do a quick one-off episode on how you build a till for that type of environment. I know a few of you have been asking me about the Lee dovetailing jig. It's sat there in the background for many tool reviews now, and bookshop builds, and even the monthly vlogs. I'm about to make a start using this now in anger, so it's time for the Lee series, and that will be starting next week on the channel. Although I bought this second hand and it came pre-configured, and I had to buy a few extra bits and bobs from Axminster to bring it back up to working condition, I am going to start it as if it was new. So we'll take it all apart, look at the components that come in the kit, and then we'll assemble it and look at the setup and the key features of it, and then we'll put it through its paces. People are already asking me, would you go for the Lee jig or would you go for the Incra fence? And simply put, I don't know at this point, because I've not yet used this in anger, but we did make quite a good series on the Incra system that was incredibly popular. So once I've done the Lee series, we'll then do a single episode head to head, and we'll look at the pros and cons of each system and see if we can get to some sort of recommendation. So that'll be interesting. I'm going to build a project on the Lee this time, so although it'll be on the Tuesday video slot, therefore reviewing it, we'll use it in anger. What I don't have easily accessible inside this workshop is a safety station, and what I want to put on this wall just here, just out of camera shot, is a box about so big, and inside the box it will have a range of easy to access plasters and medical kits, and also some eye wash bottles for things going wrong in your eye, and it will sit here on the wall just by the entrance to the workshop, so it's easily accessible. So in true Woodgrafter style, we're going to over engineer that, and we'll probably do the box itself using through dovetails. I'll probably put a dividing shelf in between the drawer and where the eye wash bottles will go, and we'll probably make a sliding dovetail with that. The drawer itself will be blind dovetails and through dovetails to make a true traditional drawer, and I'll find some excuse for putting some box joints inside there as well. So we'll use all the out of the box capabilities to do that project, and we'll do that one episode at a time so we can look at the different joints, but that should give me a product. So in the same way I ended up with lots of storage boxes from the Incra, we'll end up with a safety station from the Lee. So watch out for that, and that's how we'll do that series. So since the last vlog, we've done another MFT video looking at the benchdogs.co.uk, and that's proved incredibly popular. And that idea that we had of what would it cost and how would you build a workshop version of the MFT is really gaining ground and gaining momentum. And Ralph from benchdogs.co.uk is interested in some sort of collaboration of how we do that. And I've also contacted one of my favourite YouTubers to see if that person's interested in a collaboration as well. And yes, and now we've just got to line up diaries and timescales when we're going to do that. But the good news is we are going to go ahead and build the MFT in the workshop, and I know that will please a lot of you. But we're not just going to build one MFT, I'm going to build 3 MFTs in that workshop. If I was starting out now, knowing what I know, would I buy MFTs or would I make my own MFTs? I think I'll probably make my own MFTs, but there'd be a similar sort of design to the festival one. They wouldn't be on the aluminium frames, they wouldn't be portable outside the shop, but the size dimensions, 900mm high, the sort of length of that would be great. I'm going to call it the multifunction module, the Woodgrafter multifunction module, and basically it's going to be a mobile bench. It'll be about 1200mm long, about 700 and a bit millimeters wide, and stand at 900mm high. It'll be solid, so you can actually do hand tool woodworking on it as well, but I'll still get all the same features of the MFT with the perforated top. I also have room for storage inside, probably based on sustainers, but that could just easily be drawers. We'll see when we get there. And it'll be portable, so I can wheel it around the workshop. And with them being on wheels, I can reconfigure them for the project I'm building. And I do find I'm always reconfiguring these, sliding them in, sliding them out. And that's quite hard on the aluminium legs and the concrete floor that's currently in the shop. The reason there's 2 is because 2 gives me a fantastic working surface. The reason there's 3 is on the third one is going to be a CMS type module. And I want to see if I can design that module so I can drop in the CMS plates. So that's going to quickly give me a versatile station that can act as my routing table, which gets used an awful lot, to drop in a table saw if we want to go down that. And I also keep looking at this belt sander module because I don't really have that type of sanding capability, and I think that might be quite useful as well. So the third one would then have a slot in module in some way, shape or form. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. That's going to give me this entire side of the workshop here will then be MFT style, lots of versatility, lots of configurability, and at a fraction of the cost of the MFT. And obviously we'll be using benchdogs.co UK products where we can on that, so you get the functionality that we've looked at in the last couple of MFT videos on that system. So that's really exciting. It's a few months away because I do want to do it in collaboration with another YouTuber if I possibly can, and once that matures a little bit more in the thinking, we'll come back and talk about that. And if we can't get the collaboration going in a sensible time frame, I'll go ahead and build it anyway. So if that works, then that will answer the question: if you starting out now, would you go for the MFTs or do something different? And I think what I'll end up with is the ultimate MFT configuration for a workshop that's based in a single car garage, which ours is. So look out for that. So let's look at what's going on the channel. So you can see we're still sticking to the same format. I'm still sticking with the Tuesday videos, with every fourth one being a monthly vlog, and I'm still looking at the Friday feature where we look at projects, customer builds and so on and so forth. And we trashed our goals completely. We're already way beyond the 12-month goal mark, so we won't need to revisit those. But I'm looking at the purpose of the channel. I remember when we set it up, it was to help and inspire like-minded makers to turn a passion into a business. What's beginning to happen, and this has surprised me, is I'm getting a lot of feedback about the style of videos that I'm doing. I think when I started, I didn't really have a style. I was trying to get a 10-minute video out there twice a week, and what I find in that 10-minute format, I couldn't really explain what I was doing in enough detail, so I felt I'd done a good job. So the videos have sort of grown from 10 minutes to these 30-minute epics twice a week, with projects spanning multiple weeks. And what I'm trying to do there is really create an end-to-end how to do something, how to build a bookcase, how to build a sysport, how to build a table that we've got coming up in the near future. That's what they are about. I do think it's self-limiting a little bit because a lot of people on YouTube want to come in for the entertainment value, you know, the music in the background, the high quality videos, everything done in a single episode. But that's not really what I want to do, and I don't want to take the channel down that direction. I like the idea of almost explaining how I'm doing something. Now that's getting a lot of interaction, people coming back and saying, hey, I'd have done that differently, or why did you do it in that way, or did you not think of doing this, or didn't understand what you said there. And I'm also getting very positive comments about the level of detail that we're actually going into on the project build. It seems to be valued. And a lot of you have said, hey Andy, you're a really natural teacher, which I've never really thought about before. So I'm thinking of subtly tweaking the direction of the channel, and I'd like to see your feedback on this. So I'm still going to go ahead and build a business. I'm still doing that in the background. But in terms of the channel, rather than the channel being something that's documenting the growth of that business, I want to turn the channel into more of a woodworking educational experience. So I want to change this purpose. So rather to help and inspire like-minded makers to turn a passion into a business, the Woodgrafter will be to inspire, to educate and to support. So I want to give the community an inspiration to go and do something, go and build something, and that's where a lot of the projects and the ideas come in. The education side is how we work today, you know, the detailed videos over many series. And then the support is much more of that community engagement where we talk with each other. And I think focusing on those three things gives the channel a little bit more purpose and a little bit more direction. And I really want your feedback, and I'll put some surveys out about this as well, but I really want your feedback. Does that sound like something that you'd be interested in, or would you rather we keep doing what we're doing and drifting towards building up the business and explaining that? So yeah, welcome your feedback on that. Tuesday schedule is hectic and busy as always, and you can see we're pretty much doing what we said we were going to do. Since the last vlog, we've done the MFT bench dogs review, and say that spawned off a really interesting collaboration with benchdogs.co.uk and potentially a fellow YouTuber, which I'm quite pleased with. The TS55 review went down really well, came out on the 30th of April, and the sander review surprised me. When I decided to do the sander review, I was doing it because I hadn't done it more than anything, and I wanted to share my thoughts and comments about that. As I got into looking at the details inside the sander, it actually became really quite interesting, or it did inside my head anyway. The difference between, you know, random orbital sander and a rotary sander, where you'd use the two, what's a Rotex all about, what's this confusing world of Festool sandpapers. And as I got into it, I learned a heck of a lot. So that's what I shared in the video, and it had great reviews and great support, and that took me by surprise a little bit. We're now here doing the monthly vlog, and as I say, next week we're going to start looking at the Lee dovetail. And then we'll go into a project, say building up that safety cabinet, and I'll use all the different joinery methods that the Lee gives me to go ahead and build that box. And around about the 28th of June, that's when we'll do the head-to-head video and say, well, which one would you choose? If you could only buy the Incra system or the Lee system, what would you buy? And I've no preconceived ideas, but we'll explore that in a video once we get some knowledge. I then got my backlog, and I'd say we'll build a backlog up with ideas, anything that you want to see, you know, please pile in and let me know. I'm also going to be starting to contact some other manufacturers. A lot of people keep telling me I should be working with Festool, and I don't really want to do that. But I'm thinking of dropping them a note to say, look, here's a channel, review a lot of your kit. Here's the things I've never got hold of. If you would like to send them down, I'm more than happy to review them for you. Type cold call approach. No idea whether that will work or where it will go to, but let's have a look at it. The other thing that's in my mind is, yes, I do use a lot of Festool on the channel, and I did that deliberately because that's the system I wanted to invest in, but I know and recognise that not everybody has got the investment to go ahead and do that. So if I was moving to inspire, educate and support, and I'm doing it all with incredibly expensive tools, that's going to say, well, I can't really do that because... So I'm also going to start to contact some other manufacturers and see if they're interested in me reviewing their products, so we start to get a more affordable set of kit. I'll still be using Festool, but we can start to do some standalone videos to say, hey, do you know that Bosch do a really good track saw? Here it is. Let's have a look at it. Let's look at the features. Is that the one for you? So watch out for that. I'm not sure where it's going to go to, because obviously it's up to the manufacturer whether they want to come along and collaborate. And always, in true disclosure, I won't make any money out of that. I don't want paid promotions. I don't want to do paid advertising. I want completely open, impartial reviews that helps us as a community to see what's there in the marketplace. So if you are a major manufacturer and you've fallen across the channel, get in touch with me and we'll talk about that. But I will be doing some emails out to different marketing companies to see whether they're interested in collaborating. May work, may not work. Let's see what happens. Nothing to lose. I want to do a video here about dust extraction. You probably know I'm using the CT. Once I get to the planer jointer, I need to upgrade my dust extraction, and in a small shop that is really complicated. It's easy to walk in and you see the massive big extraction system and you think, yeah, wouldn't that be perfect, and you can have visions of pipes everywhere. In a small shop, you've just not got the luxury of space to do that, so we need to look at something different. And I know there's some smaller systems on the market, and also you can use dust hoovers, dust extractors for that as well. So I want to really start to get into that area to keep the dust down. So watch out for that one. Not sure how I'm going to do that, where it's going to take us to, but just keep your eyes out for that one. And at some point I do want to get this joiner planer into this workshop. Not having that is killing me now. Not being able to take on the rough cut timber that I want and mill that down is really killing me. At the moment there's not the money in the budget to go out and buy the one that I want, and I'm not going to compromise on that tool, so that's going to be a little bit of time until I get to that point, but get there we will. The area for that is already cleared out. Need to drop some new lighting into this little room here where I currently store the wood, and that's where the jointed planer is going to live, and put some electrics in for the jointed planer as well. So a bit of work to do to get the area ready. We won't video that, I'll just crack on and get the job done. And then I want that in the workshop. Once it's here, we can look at the thing, we can review it. I'd like to try and do an interview with the shop I'm buying it from, so we get some knowledge from them about what's in the marketplace, what to look out for, what's good and bad. Yeah, and we'll see where that one goes to as well. So look out for that. That's quite exciting if I ever get there. Fridays are hectic as always. You can see the bookcase has dominated the world. As I was saying before, we got down to the 22nd of February, and then I did nothing at all with the bookcase all the way through to the 19th of April. So nearly 2 months of not doing anything, and that's why that project seems to have dragged on. But by the power of editing and the power of history, once all that's completed inside its playlist, that will just sit on the archive forever, and people can follow that through, and it won't seem that long. Just long when you're watching it one by one. So we're here now. I want to finish it off, episode 10. That will bring that to an end, and then I'll give myself an easy week and just edit an end-to-end video. I then want another easy week. I think I spoke about some outside planters that I want to knock up for Mrs. Woodgrafter. So I'm just going to take a little bit of time away from big, complicated projects, and we'll just do a quick video series on those. They're really easy to make. We've got some scraps left over from the cladding of the walls that I think will make a nice feature inside those planters, so we'll just knock some of those up for a bit of fun, and that's just a nice little weekend project we can all try just in time for summer. I'm then going to do a series on building a coffee table, which is a customer commission, a little oak coffee table that's quite nice, simple design, shouldn't be too hard. And then I've got some storage units that we need to have a look at that are loosely based on an IKEA design, and there's been some IKEA storage cupboards for a while that don't really go with the decor. In fact, it's in that conservatory project that we did, so they now want some oak storage units making, so we'll look at that and we'll get those designed. And then I've got all sorts of things. Chest table still needs making. I've got the tool chest I want to do for the tools, and say the outside table, that's just indulgent. I want to try making one of those, you know, living edge river type tables, and I want to put that outside of my patio area, so I'm just going to make one of those for a bit of fun for myself. And then we'll hopefully by that time we'll then well be into the mobile workshop series, and that's where we're going to start to build these MFT tables. Timing for that variable, as I say. I do want to do it in collaboration with a couple of other people, so it's hard to pin that down as a date, but it is coming, trust me. I still want to get some of our products out into the craft shop, so we'll be doing something around that, and then another customer commission on the horizon for a small side table. And then after the side table, I've got quite another big project in the pipeline, which is going to be the fitting out of a spare bedroom, turning it into a teenage den, you know, so working area, Xbox station, that sort of thing. So lots going on in our world. The YouTube channel is continuing to grow. We're still getting this, you know, this acceleration up the curve. We've now got just over 3,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And a few people are now writing to me saying, hey, you know, I found your channel as a recommendation from YouTube. So whatever we're doing here, that infamous YouTube algorithm is liking it, and it's beginning to recommend the videos to people. And that's pretty awesome, and that's good news. So we'll continue to push in the direction. Say I'm going to revamp the channel to this educational side, so the homepage will change. I'll do a new introduction video at last on the embarrassing one that I've got now strutting around the workshop, so that'll all change, and that might attract some new users as well as we give the channel a little bit more focus and direction. See what happens with that lot. And in terms of the minutes watched, we're over 500,000 minutes now. It's sort of kind of getting ridiculous. 586,458 minutes of Woodgrafter videos watched, and that's growing and accelerating all the time. And interestingly, if you look at the acceleration of the minutes watched compared to the acceleration of the subscribers, we're getting much more engagement in that. Also interesting, Ralph over at Bench Dogs, if you remember the story there, he saw the first MFT video that we made using his products, and he asked if he could use that as a promotional video on his website, and obviously we said yes, because it's more exposure to the Woodgrafter. The way that works is the video becomes embedded on Ralph's website. So as people come down, they see it and they watch the entire video. Now that registers as watches and views on the channel, but people can't leave a like or they can't comment on that one. So it's actually a deliberate step to say, I watched that video, I was interested in the product, but I like what this Woodgrafter guy is doing, therefore I'm going to go and find his channel on YouTube. So what I am thinking of doing is recutting the videos that I'm using on Ralph's website and doing smaller ones. So it's just talking about a particular product. We'll just talk about the fence dog, we'll just talk about the rail dog. And then he can use those across his video, and in that I'll then put a few more pointers back to the channel, what the channel's about, and hopefully generate some more traffic from that one. So that's a lesson learned. The way the videos are embedded onto that type of site isn't great for generating traffic, so I'm going to go and revisit that. Revenues, steady now. We're nearly up to $100 in the first month of YouTube advertising revenue. $100, what's that? Nearly £75. Wow, exciting stuff. And if it keeps growing like that, then we may nearly make £1,000 in a full year of advertising from YouTube. So not quite enough yet to sustain the channel, but it doesn't need to for another 2 to 3 years. I'll continue to fund it until we get to that point, and then we'll make a decision about where we go to. But so far, everything's looking pretty positive, and it is indeed making some money, which is good, I guess. And the likes are still around about the 98% mark, which is good. That's where we pretty much wanted to be. I've also been playing with the thumbnails. I'm not sure if you've noticed or not, but I've now got a different type of thumbnail that's more of a black background with the title on it, and then a happy picture of me doing some strange poses here, left, right and centre. And what I'm trying to do, that I'm experimenting a little bit. I'm breaking the best practice rules on YouTube to see what happens. What I've noticed is that the YouTube gurus advise that you have a thumbnail that's got a bold colour onside it, minimal text and some sort of face. And the reason for that, I guess it's some sort of science that seems to attract people to the channel. So when there's a long list of thumbnails, they stand out. Not sure about you, but if you go and look and do a search on anything on YouTube, every single thumbnail seems to be like that now. So there's no differentiation. So I thought I'd break the rules just to see what happened. So I've changed the title sequence on the new videos. So when it comes to the jingle that you see, that's slightly different, it's slightly more professional. I've taken that up market a little bit. And I'm using that as the base now for creating my thumbnails. And I took some photographs of me here in the shop doing different poses, remove the background of that, and now I can just put those on there. So you'll see me looking like this, or pensive. We've got a video review, and I put a bold bar of colour, and the bold bar of colour just represents what type of video it is. So if you're on my channel, you'll see I've got all the red ones that I think were project videos, all the green ones I think were review videos. And once I revamp the overall channel, I'll talk a bit more about why I've done that, but that allows you to quickly get into the type of video that you want to see. Thinking goes that now when you've got a long list of video thumbnails that all look the same, mine looks completely different. And although you can't see the detail on it and know what that's about, because it looks different, I think your eye will be drawn to it, and then you'll see the description. So I'm just trying that to see whether that works or not, and I'll let you know how that experiment commences. But over the next couple of weeks, I will be going through all my backlog of videos and updating the thumbnails, just so it's a consistent brand and look and feel for the channel. Interested in what you think about that. Are you liking the new thumbnails? Could you not really care less because you're already into the channel? If you're new to the channel, let me know what attracted you to the channel. Why did you decide to subscribe and stick with us? All great feedback. So I think for this week I've rambled on enough. I've got a busy day lined up doing some work around the home, so not woodworking. So I've got to crack on and get some stuff done for the family. So it's going to be a busy day today. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Please get in touch. Your thoughts, your ideas, your views, always glad to hear them. Always love the interaction. And as you know, I respond to each and every comment that I've got. And we're building up a really nice solid community now, and I love the way that's going. So thank you for engaging with me. And on that note, I'll see you next time. Oh, my tea's gone cold.